part 3 of alternate reality. Let's get into this. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in the channel Shard More. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel Shard More. Please remember to keep the comment notification not offensive. If you're not subscribed to the channel Shard More, please hit that bell notification and get notification when the channel sees uploads. The United States is not really doing so well. And it's all thanks to the Republicans, the MAGA Republicans who voted for Donald J. Trump. Now, MAGA Republicans, the group MAGA Republicans, okay, that would be done. That group is probably done. It's probably just Republicans and Democrats again. The MAGA Republicans learned a valuable lesson, and I think that was looking at the reality side of things instead of looking at the alternate reality of things. Donald J. Trump only just cares about himself and billionaires like himself. Alright. Donald J. Trump doesn't care about the American people. In fact, during his first term, last year was 2020, he did nothing about COVID. He urged everybody to take hydroxychloroquine, which is a powerful pill, which is not recommended for everybody to be taking. Everybody's different. Everybody's body is different, okay? Alright? And not everybody can take the same medication as other people. Hydroxychloroquine might be acceptable by some people, but not everyone. Okay? It would be a powerful pill that would be able to cure you of COVID. Yeah? But if you're different and you have bad problems with hydroxychloroquine, then you shouldn't have taken it. But Trump, the idiot that he is, suggested that everybody be taking hydroxychloroquine. Turned out that wasn't really the solution. It took about, I think, 1 more year to get the vaccines developed, and that was going to take care of COVID. This would be something that our bodies could actually have to fight back against COVID, this deadly virus. And it was killing a lot of people. During that time, you had to stay 6 feet apart from other people. Okay? Donald J. Trump did nothing about COVID. He didn't care about the American people. He only cared about himself and billionaires like himself. Okay? Alright, that was the only thing. Alright? He only cared about money. Almost. Basically. Yeah, which is also very, very sad. It's very, very sad that you only just care about money. And only money and billionaires that have just about as much money as you have. Alright, that's not a proper leader. I'm sorry, but that's just the reality of it. Alright? If you just care about yourself and billionaires like yourself, alright, that isn't a proper leader right there. That's not a proper leader. And it obviously, I'm just gonna say this, because, it's the truth. If you're not a proper leader of the United States, then why are you in the Oval Office? Okay? Yeah, why are you in the Oval Office? You're just being, you're just being a sitting president that's obviously just, it's just a big embarrassment to America. That's basically what you're being. So, I don't know how else to say it, but, yeah, America has to do better. Alright, they'd be better off with just voting. If Kamala Harris was President of the United States, obviously we'd be having a proper leader. Instead, you re-elected Donald J. Trump with no knowledge of his background. His background, how crazy and psychotic he is, and you just did not, you just did not even care. You did not care about what was going to happen. That maybe, we give Trump a second chance after the January 6th insurrection. Yeah, maybe, do something different. Oh no, what he did when he got elected to be President of the United States again for a second term, he pardoned the January 6th insurrectionists. And that was kind of like a get out of jail free card for the January 6th insurrectionists. Yeah, I think that's one way to put it. Besides, everybody loves to get out of jail free cards, where you can get off jail scot-free. And yeah, you basically just let the insurrectionists that participated in January 6th, you just let them off scot-free. Yeah, that's basically what you did. And that was the horrible thing for a president of the United States to actually do. Considering you're the one who actually said that the 2024 election, or the 2020 election, was stolen. Alright. And yet you claimed that you just claimed that the 2020 election was rigged, and you pardoned the January 6th insurrectionists. Just like that. When you got in office for your second term, you pardoned them. So, yeah, I don't know what you were thinking. But I don't think America is actually too stupid to realize that you're just one of the biggest embarrassments that America's ever had. Especially in U.S. history. And you know the biggest embarrassment for the people to have as President of the United States would be Vivek Ramaswamy. Because I have to say, I'd have to say that, well, yeah, I would think Vivek Ramaswamy would be the next embarrassment for America. Yeah, so, yeah, you know what, this is me doing? This is me looking on the reality side of what is going on with America here. And yeah, and you think that, you think what? You think that I'm just, hey, that this would not be the case here? You think that this wouldn't be the case? Like, this wouldn't be the reality of what things would actually be? Well, they actually are. These people, Donald J. Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy, I would say, they kind of look at the alternate reality of things. They don't really, I'll put it this way, I don't think they would be proper leaders of the United States. Alright. And regardless, Vivek Ramaswamy said, we need a fresh set of legs. Okay. What? A fresh brain that's actually just like, has the same stupidity as Donald J. Trump? No, I wouldn't be surprised to say this. I would imagine so. I would imagine so. But I don't even know what's on losers' lunatics' minds. I don't even know how messed up people really are. But, yeah, definitely don't have a head for thinking. So, yeah. You would think that, okay, we can't even think straight and look at the reality of what is really happening here. America is actually about to be, like, totally destroyed. And, I mean, this wasn't going to be talked about in this video, but there is something called the Child Safety Act, and that'll be covered in another video here. And this basically is, well, this is just, this is just, you know, this is somebody that actually, this is something that, the internet is about to be controlled by, I think, the US government, I think. It'd be kind of like living with a Chinese social credit system at this point. And, yeah. You know how scary that is? To be living in a world where, you know, the US government pretty much controls what we can access on the internet, you know, that kind of stuff. It'd be like, you know, I don't even know how we could actually, end up with that, like, living that way. But, yeah, if you want to learn more information about this, I will, post about this, like, I'll tell about this in another video. But, yeah, this is, pretty, well, it's just not looking pretty here. But you know, I'm sick of people just looking at the alternate reality side of things and not looking at the reality side of things. Alright? Alright. There are just political leaders that are just, you know, they're just stupid. They don't want to look at the reality of what is actually happening. Okay, you gotta remember, there are people that are just, you know, they're just crazy, psychotic psychopaths in this world. And they don't want to look at the reality side of things. They'll rather just look at the alternate reality side of things and, you know, like, it's just stupid, you know. Because I think it is. I think it is. I think it's very, very stupid what is going on here, especially here in the United States. And if this Child Protection Safety Act gets passed, the internet is basically just ruined for everybody. Almost. And that is just, no, it's just something that, you know, it's not gonna be pretty. I can just assure you that. It's not gonna be pretty. And that's all I have to say about that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a good day.